Hi everyone, it's Jody at Chico Scrapbooks with this week's free make and take projects. This week we did a fun little Easter card, and I'll go ahead and review with you the different products that we used to make it. So we used Brenda Walton's embossing folders. This is the Rose Vines and Trellis set, and we used the Rose Vines. It's a beautiful embossing folder, and we really got a gorgeous texture on the background layer. So we're loving those. Of course, we used Distress Inks, Tumbled Glass, Evergreen Bough, and Spun Sugar. And Holtz Easter Blueprint. This is actually last year's set, but we're still really loving it, and it's great for Easter, so we decided to get some more of this out and do some great cards with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We also used some stickles, but I'll go over that as we get there. The first thing we want to do is ink up our background layer. And we used Evergreen Bough on the bottom 1/3 of the texture piece. Just little circles. You always want to start off your page working in, blending in circles. I went about 1/3 to halfway up with the Evergreen Bough, and then Tumbled Glass the top half, overlapping the two colors. These are such fun colors for spring. Blending the colors all together, picking up that beautiful embossed texture in the background. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hit the corners. Go around the edge and over the green as well. Since they blend so well, this is not a problem. And it just gives a richer, more blended effect. I'm just going to go with a little bit more Evergreen Bough. Blend it back in with the Tumbled Glass. So this is what it looks like when it's all blended together. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and layer this onto the card body. This is a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card body. So to get that, you go 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. That's an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper cut in half. You'll get 2 card bodies. And then this layer is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to layer that down on the card. Like that. Don't worry if your layer isn't super perfect. Just have fun and enjoy the creative process. This card is really just beautiful the way it is. But we wanted to make it a little Eastery, so we added this blueprint stamp. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp our layers. So the dimensions on these layers, this is for our tag. The bottom layer is 3 by 4 1/4. And then on top of that is 2 3/4 by 4. And that'll give a perfect 1/8 inch all the way around. So we're going to ink up our stamp with potting soil archival ink. I'm going to press, 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 and lift. And if it doesn't come out as dark as you like, you can always go back in. Archival ink dries fairly quickly, so you won't have to worry about smudging or the ink moving around, which is great if you're going in and also using distress ink, because it will not react with the distress ink. So we're going to go in with our Spun Sugar. Around the corners, blending. All right. And just take the edge. Okay, so we're going to attach these 2 layers together, but in order to make it look like a tag, we're going to use the We Are Crocodile Corner Chomper. This is the photo and angle, and we're going to use the angle side, and we're going to chomp those corners. And they'll make a cute little tag for us. So we'll go ahead and do our miracle tape. And set that down on top of our tag. And then we're going to punch a hole at the top of our tag with the big bite. So we're just going to punch a hole like so. Don't worry if it's not perfectly centered. I just kind of eyeball it. I know some people like to measure. Let's see how I did. So that's about 2 1/4 at the top, which would be 1 1/8. It's about 1 1/8, exactly in the middle. All right. So I just wrap a loop around with the fiber, and then tie it off with a single piece. So I'm just going to cut a piece that is 5 or 6 inches. Run it through the hole. We'll lay it flat. Put our loops on there and tie it in a knot. And we're going to tie it in another knot. And then we'll just fluff up our loops and make such a pretty bow. Some of the ends get a little shabby. You can trim them or you can leave them. And then we're just going to mount this on the front of our card with some 3D pop dots. One in the middle. And then the last thing is just maybe a few stickles. So the colors that we used, and you want to make sure you do this after you add any fiber or lace or trim, because of course your stickles will be wet for a little while and you don't want that to get caught up in your fibers. But this is icicles in diamond. I'm just going to go in and give them a little bit of a tail. Hammer her. Neon flamingo on the bow. I think maybe I'll do a blue eye. Maybe a little bit of grass. Stickles are such a fun, quick way to add a little bit of bling to any project. I would really recommend that you try them out on your next card. Little goes a long way. And do this little flower here. And some pink in the ears. And on this flower too. Okay, I think that's pretty cute. So that's this week's Make and Take. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you weren't able to make it into the shop here at Chico Scrapbooks, you can enjoy these videos on YouTube and our Facebook. We do have lots of extra kits this week. So if you'd like to pick one up here at the shop, they're only $2. Come in and just ask for one and we'll be happy to share them with you. And as always, please leave us a comment and some likes. And let us know if you enjoy watching these videos. Thanks everybody, and hope you have a wonderful Easter and a great week. Bye.